everyone, welcome into North Dakota today. Right now we are really going to take some mindful moments. Sometimes there are subjects like the topic of suicide that require a very careful and thoughtful approach, especially when discussing them with children. Joining us this morning for a discussion about this type of topic is children's book author McKenzie Blumhagen. Good morning, McKenzie.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. I'm very interested to know, your thoughts behind this and all about your book. So go ahead and kick things off. Tell us the title and what it's about.
Yeah, I wrote the book, What is Suicide? A book to explain a loss from suicide to children. And it was actually based on losing my cousin, RJ. It's actually his birthday today, so kind of emotional to think that I'm on his birthday. So yeah, it's great. I lost him when I was 16 years old, and so this book is a little bit more fictional. We brought me back to being a kindergartner. More so for the audience. I was just seeing so many kids lose their siblings or their dads or their grandparents, and there was really a lack of resources out there for children. And with my background in early childhood education and elementary education, I decided to create that resource. RJ was the second family member I lost to suicide. So I've actually lost 4 family members and 2 classmates to suicide and was hospitalized myself. And so it took my perspective of, I knew what it was like to live in those dark depths. And I also knew what it was like to be a kid who lost someone and didn't have anyone able to explain it to me. And I had all those questions. And so I wanted to create a resource for families so they didn't have to navigate all those questions. They had one more tool in that toolbox for the unexpected.
First of all, I am so sorry for that amount of loss that you have dealt with personally. Thank you so much for even just sharing that this morning. And of course, we are sending birthday wishes. Wow, this is a lot. This is a really deep and sensitive subject for so many people. But you decided to do something about it. Kind of walk us through your thought process and how you were even able to create the words in the book and the message you really wanted children to take away.
Yes, thank you, first of all. Second of all, I always knew I wanted to publish a book to be a resource. As someone who struggled with mental health myself, disordered eating, I was self-harming in high school, and then I was hospitalized as a junior in high school. I was in a facility inpatient for 40 days and almost didn't get to graduate with my class because of all of the speed bumps that led to, but I did. And coming out of that, I knew I wanted to do something more. And if you find my social media, you'll see that when I was 22, I think, I did a 100 Reasons to Live campaign where every single day I got on and I just shared 100 reasons to live. Beyond that, I knew I wanted to publish a book. I always thought it would be for the adolescent girl or for the young adult. And I just saw that the need is there, and that is where I plan to go in the future. But I just saw so many parents struggling to explain this to their kids, and we were making grief kits with tears in Grand Forks, but then also I'm with the Community Cares Coalition now that I'm over on the west side of the state. We're making these grief kits for families that face suicide, and it was for the wife, it was for the parents, it was for teenagers, but there was a missing piece of that puzzle, and we needed something specifically for kids that were like 5 years old and older, and I needed to hit that mark. And so that was where I knew I needed to go. And I've written and read so many children's books to kids, being a kindergarten teacher, a preschool teacher, a 3rd grade teacher, that I kind of knew the flow and what would be developmentally appropriate through my bachelor's and master's degree. And so I wrote it. And I remember I sent it off to my friend. My friend Annie illustrated this book. It was such a delicate subject. I needed somebody I trusted. I didn't want to hire somebody on Etsy or wherever else you can find illustrators. And she was the first person who ever unveiled the words. And she texted me and she was like, this book needed to be in this world a long time ago. And I'm so proud of you for moving forward with this. And she created the illustrations of myself and the stuffed animal, because I had one when we lost RJ. And then she went ahead and emulated my aunt's favorite picture, school picture of RJ, and put that in the book for the dedication page. And throughout the story, we just brought it into a classroom setting where a teacher was talking about feelings, and McKenzie in the story lost RJ, and her mom was explaining to her emotions, and McKenzie was bringing it back to how she learned about it in school and was able to apply it into her home life. And then in the back of the book, I knew resources were the best things for parents, grandparents, whoever was reading it, And so in the back of the book, there's actually resource pages where it goes through an emotion. It gives a brief definition from the dictionary, and then it gives space for kids to draw a picture of what they think that is. It's a quick way for parents to see, do they understand what the word happy means? Do they understand what the word worry means? What do they think it actually looks like? And I just knew that that's some way that we could know if they were truly understanding what we were trying to teach them with this book.
I am truly blown away. I just met you this morning, but I am so proud of you in this journey and this book that you have really culminated here for people to utilize. How do we get our hands on a copy of it?
There is, if you search Book Baby Bookshop, you can just search my name, McKenzie Blumhagen, or you can search What is Suicide, and it will show up right there on Book Baby Bookshop. It'll pop up. If you find my social media, it's pinned to the top of my pages with the link there. Might be easier. So whatever way is easiest for you. But Book Baby Bookshop has the book, and then also my Facebook and Instagram has the links to get there as well.
McKenzie, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story with us this morning on North Dakota Today.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, stick around. Plenty more happening here on North Dakota Today. We'll be right back after this break.